Hello and welcome to another episode of Business 24 here on iBrandTV Lagos. I am your regular host, Michael Nath. On today's episode, our focus is on business structuring and its impact on the performance and growth of an organization. Well, business structuring works in all kinds of businesses. This is the most crucial step to take when it comes to business growth and expansion. Creating a structure that works is also all about management of the scope of work and expectations. Structure in the business will give you, as a business owner, the access to be innovative about the future of your business without worrying so much about the present. At this juncture, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll further explore the topic for today. Stay with us. All right, you're welcome back to Business 24 on iBrandTV. Let's further discuss business structuring and its impact on organizational performance and growth. I'm not going to do this alone. I have joining me right now via Zoom, Ifeamadi Konat. Ifeamadi Konat, by the way, is the lead coach and consultant at Housetops Coaching and Consulting Limited, a company established to help SME owners clarify, launch, and scale their businesses through the power of goals. Thank you very much, Ifeamadi, for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much, Michael. It's great to be here on the show with you.
Welcome. Now, to help us make sense of this, how would you define an ideal business structure?
Okay, I think the best place to start would be defining the word structure itself. So a structure is, an arrangement of different elements or components of a complex thing in a way that everything functions, all the parts work together smoothly to achieve a particular predetermined result. So a business structure is the manner in which the different parts, the various elements and various key components of a business are put together to enable the business run smoothly, run seamlessly, and achieve its predetermined goal. So when you talk about an ideal business structure will be an arrangement, right? A positioning of the various parts and elements of a business in such a way that every part gets the information relevant for them to achieve the goal that has been predetermined by the leadership of the organization. So that's what an ideal business structure will do or would look like. If you have an ideal business structure, every element or every part of the organization works together seamlessly and everybody's achieving their predetermined goals. So, yeah.
Now, further talking about this business structure, is it peculiar to a particular area or region or a country, as the case may be, or does it vary according to, the location?
Okay, so for a business to determine the kind of structure they will run, there are certain things that must be put into consideration. So there's no one size fits all for an organizational structure or a business structure. There are major types of business structures, but in order to implement effective business structure within an organization, there are certain things that the leadership of the organization must put in place. The three major or broad types of business structure would be the traditional business structure. We have the functional business structure, and we also have a project-based kind of business structure. So these three business structures are like the broad categories. In the traditional business structure, you have information passing within the organization in a line pattern. So there is a director, then there is a manager, then there are team members. That's like a very simple, basic traditional business structure. In the functional business structure, information can cross different departments, right? From one angle or one aspect of the organization to another, not necessarily in a line pattern. So the traditional business structure is more suited for small businesses, growing businesses, while functional business structure for larger organizations. Then the project-based business structure is more effective for companies that deal with specific projects or deadlines. So these are the three broad categories. However, in choosing a business structure, an organization must consider what industry they are in, what is the prevailing structure that is most efficient within their industry. They should also consider what their own goals are. You know, what the organization's goals are would also determine the kind of structure that they would use, and of course the size of the organization as well.
Now, a good number of businesses, establishments and startups alike are currently struggling with setting up a proper structure. What do you suppose could be the reason for this?
Okay, so there are quite a number of reasons why companies, growing companies or small organizations might struggle with developing the most effective kind of structure for their organization. One would be lack of knowledge, okay? And that is why I usually, when we talk to business owners, we usually say that, you know, business knowledge, business know-how is very important. Most MSMEs or micro businesses in Nigeria get into business out of passion, drive, which is amazing. But most business owners do not have the business know-how that makes for a successful business. So they don't even know, or they don't even pay attention to having a structure in the first place. So they start out either manufacturing, selling, putting their products out there. Then they realize along the way that the business cannot operate without them, or there's no proper flow of information and resources within the organization, or they are lagging behind on performance. That is the point where they begin to consider putting structure in place. So, you know, knowledge is a key factor. Knowledge is one major reason why most MSMEs don't have effective business structures, because they do not incorporate it in the growth of the business from the very start. Another thing that could make for lack of effective structure is, you know, when there are no systems to measure performance, when there are no systems to measure how close or far away are we from where we ought to be as an organization, then, you know, there will be lack of efficiency within the organization at large. So lack of knowledge contributes to it, lack of expertise contributes to it, and most MSMEs are not predisposed to bringing external consultants on board to structure their organization for them, because they don't consider it as important until these issues become, you know, blown out of proportion and causing losses for the organization.
Okay, now how does someone who intends to go into business go about getting the services of these experts you were talking about?
Okay, so for people who are intending to get into business, or, you know, maybe they're already in business and are looking out to expanding or scaling their businesses, there are a number of consulting firms out there that are favorably. So you were asking,
yes,
how
we want to know, yes, how does one go about getting the services of these experts, you know, who can set up structures for companies?
Okay, there are quite a number of consulting companies who are favorably disposed to supporting MSMEs, right? Housestops Coaching and Consulting being one, but there are quite a number of other consulting companies. So business owners can profile consulting companies. What has been the performance of this particular consulting company over time, to see if they are able to help meet the need as far as structure is concerned. So a little bit of research on which consulting companies are available, how long have they been in the industry, what is their track record. These are some of the things that business owners can take into consideration if they want to engage consulting companies, and also looking out for consulting companies that have a predisposition to small businesses when it comes to the cost of the consulting itself. So these are some of the factors that business owners should look at when deciding to partner or bring on a consultant to help them structure their business as it ought to be. Yeah.
Now tell us, how does the business environment impact on the organizational structure? Because I know this must have some effects on this very stuff we're talking about.
Yeah, I would rather ask, or I'd rather say, how does organizational structure impact the business environment? And I will explain this.
Please go ahead.
I'll explain this now.
All right.
What are the people, what are the players when it comes to, we're talking about the larger business environment? What are the players? We have government. The government is a key player in the larger business environment. Consumers are key players in the larger business environment, but business owners themselves, businesses themselves are key players in the business environment. So if we hold the government constant, environment would be the business.
Please, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so if we hold the government and the consumers who...
Well, the network appears to be acting up somehow. Well, we've been talking with Famadi on raising business structures and the factors affecting this very aspect of business. Okay, she's back. You're there, right?
Am I back now?
Yeah, please continue. Continue from where you stopped.
I'm so sorry about the
No, it's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. Please go ahead.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
So if these two factors are held constant, being the government and the consumers, the other factor affecting the business environment will be the businesses themselves. So if businesses are able to put the structure, the right structure in place for the operations of their businesses, then we would have a more balanced business environment. Do you understand me? Mm-hmm. So I'm saying that the ability of business owners to set up proper organizational structure within their businesses actually has an effect on the larger business environment, because we'll have more businesses performing well, we'll have more businesses, growing and expanding, and then it would affect the larger environment. So that's how I choose to look at it.
Thank you so much, Famadi. I'm not leaving you yet. We're going to take a break. Yes, I'll be back shortly for us to round off what we've just started. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll continue to discuss business structuring and its impact on organizational performance. Do not go away. Stay with us.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery, yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, for clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners, clean wash, quick delivery.
Welcome back. It's still Business 24 here on iBrandTV Lagos. And in the discussion, we are looking at business structuring and how it impacts performance and growth of an organization. I still have very much around, via Zoom, that is, Ifemade Kunat. She is the lead coach and consultant at House Tops Coaching and Consulting. Ifemade, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Yeah. Before we get into the details as to what a business structure should consist of, I would like you to describe the methods in measuring performance and growth in a business.
All right. Thank you very much, Michael. Now, we all know that performance measuring or performance measurement is key to measuring growth within an organization, whether you're measuring the growth within the organization itself or as against the larger market or the industry as a whole. Without performance measurement, you can't really know if the business is going forward, stagnant, or regressing, right? So it's important that structure is put in place to ensure that performance is measured from time to time. Now, the first thing when you're talking about performance measuring is goals. Like, what are the business goals? What is the business aiming to achieve in specific areas such as sales, right? Such as employee management and performance, and so on and so forth. So the first step towards measuring performance is really determining what goals the business is trying to achieve within a reporting period or a business period. And those goals have to be clear. They have to be clearly stated out. Now, once those goals have been determined, the next thing to do is determine the key performance indicators. How are your employees, or how is the business going to know when they are making progress? It is through these key performance indicators. So the leadership of the organization must set key performance indicators through which they would measure the performance of the staff within, it could be within a department or within the business at large. The next thing will be determining what the critical success factors are. So in order for you to achieve these key performance indicators, what are the critical success factors? What are the activities that must be put in place and measured from time to time to meet these key performance indicators? So we've talked about goals. Those goals are then broken down into key performance indicators, right? The key performance indicators can only be met if there are critical success factors. And your employee, everybody within your employees or everybody within the organization must be aware of what these critical success factors are, so that you don't have staff going in one direction while the leadership of the organization is going in another direction. That will lead to chaos. So when the goals are clearly stated, the key performance indicators are, set and clearly communicated, right? Which is a key word. Communication is important for business growth. Everybody in the organization must be aware of what they are responsible for, what their key measuring index are, right? Their key measuring indices are, so that from time to time, these indicators are measured against the goal, right? And then to measure performance, you can use reporting. There can be reporting templates that employees are expected to fill in order for the business, the leadership of the organization to know, okay, these are the goals that have been set. These are the things you were expected to do to help the organization hit that goal. So from time to time, we have reporting systems, right? We have reports that are required for us to be able to measure how far off we are from our goals. So if this process, this structure of measuring performance is put in place across board, there should be no responsibility across the organization that is not being measured as against the goal of that department and also as against the larger goal of the organization. So if these steps are followed, you have a goal. The organization has a goal, right? And then there are there are key performance indicators, and then there are key success factors. Then there is a reporting system that makes that the requirements that have been set are being measured from time to time. If these processes are put in place, then performance measurement within the organization would not be an issue.
Now, at what stage are the staff of a particular company should be taken through the goals, the objectives of this company? Is it before they are engaged, or is this going to be taught as they are already on the job?
Informing or bringing the staff of an organization up to speed as regards the goals of the organization, what the organization is all about and trying to achieve, should be done at onboarding. So when you employ people into the business, there should be a process of onboarding that should include informing them and training them on the goals and the vision of the organization. However, there should also be a plan to continually train these people, because, I'm really sorry.
Why are you apologizing? You've done no wrong to anybody. It's neither your fault nor mine. So now we are on. Please, let's go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So I was saying that informing or educating the staff, incoming staff of an organization about the goals, the policies, it should be done at onboarding. However, there has to be a continuous process of training and retraining the staff about these goals in order to make it stick into their memories, and until it becomes a culture where everybody in the organization can literally, tell you what the goal of the organization is. I think that's really important.
Okay. Now, if Amadi, I would have asked a couple of more questions, but due to time factor, I don't think we can go any further than this. So I'll have to thank you very, very much for being part of the show today. And I hope when we need your presence, you will be around. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Michael.
All right. Bye-bye. Now, this is where we'll be drawing the curtain on today's episode of Business 24 on iBrandTV Lagos. The pleasure of presentation has been mine. I am Michael Nath. Thanks for watching.